What happens on the Sci-Fi Channel stays on the Sci-Fi Channel. Normally on that channel we get absolute garbage. So that makes it the perfect new home for NXT because this show is shit. Welcome back guys to Fog Wrestling, but it wasn't just any normal edition of NXT. It was the Great American Bash. It was WWE NXT GAB. And what is the point of a Great American Bash? There's nothing patriotic now about this company. There's nothing patriotic about the wrestlers. You feel like there's no Hulk Hogan's, okay? There's no real Americans, brother. There's no one bleeding red, white, and blue. There's no one waving the flag. There's no one willing to die for the country. It's just a bunch of fucking fake wannabe tough people pretending to fight. I mean, I would argue majority of people in this roster probably hate America. They've probably got liberal tendencies or whatever. So what's the point of this show? Back in the day when you got Great American Bash, at least WWE did something American themed, something that the American audience would like. Oh, what's this? 4th of July, Great American Bash. We'll whip out Tori Wilson in a American striped bikini.
What star and Springer Spanner.
We'll do something but what did we get on this show? I mean, Thea Hale came out in a red, white, and blue housecoat or training robe or looked like something out of Rocky, but I mean, at the end of the day, is that enough? Is that enough to get me going, this is going to be a great show? No, not really.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter who was on this show. I mean, Joe Hendry was on it, I enjoyed that, but again, it's like, you're right, Great American Bash. Is Joe Hendry having a feud with other Scottish guys really American, man?
No, we've probably already seen that in bloody IWC.
ICW. It's not the internet wrestling community, it's same like championship wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Joe Hendry must be thinking, great, I've made it to WWE, I'm finally in the big time, then he gets stuck feuding with a bunch of Scottish guys he's already feuded with in a minor jabroni company in Scotland.
Is that to give him safety? Like, you've worked with these guys, let's see what you can do sort of thing?
No, Joe Hendry's above these guys. These guys are fucking bombs.
No, he is.
So yeah, with Joe Hendry, the Hendry concert, with a main event title match, which I thought was pretty good. I mean, it just felt like they were trying to be Angle and Benoit without being as good as Angle and Benoit, but I'm not going to criticise them because I don't think anybody can put on an Angle and Benoit type of match, so...
Roxanne Perez got mental health issues, Benoit appeared to have mental health issues.
So what you're saying is Perez is Benoit and Thea Hale's Kurt Angle?
Yes, she came out with the American
Red,
stuff.
Well, that's true, actually. There might be... You might have something...
Roxanne Perez, though, I'd monitor her. No family get-togethers.
Well, anyway, we'll move on for that. Chris Benoit, eat your heart out. So we started with the first match, the Unholy Union taking on Metaphor, WWE Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. And I mean, these are the only title matches that you get basically on free TV that can actually change hands. We all know the other title, maybe not so much on NXT, but this isn't an NXT championship. This is the main roster championship just being defended on NXT. But these are the only titles that you're ever going to see. The tag team titles, see, unless it's a belt held by two people, no belts changing hands in WWE, right? They've made that perfectly clear that Raw and SmackDown are just throwaway shows from now on, right? We know that. We fucking know that. We've seen that title reigns have to last about 9, 10, 11 months before they even consider switching the belt. So, yeah, but at least with these titles, you know they can change hands, but the only problem is, we don't give a fuck. I mean, Unholy Union could have lost to Metaphor, and I wouldn't even have blinked. It's like, whatever.
I know they're just called up, but you're right. It's like, you look at this team, and it's like, they belong in NXT. It's not like they've come
Hold on, you say they're just called up. They've been there for well over a year. They're called up in the last draft.
Yeah, but in terms of Triple H's booking, a year is like a week.
Oh, that's true.
It's like those movies like Interstellar where 7 seconds on that planet, 7 years on Earth. That's Triple H's booking.
But look at what Angle achieved in a year.
Yeah, I know. But these fuckers couldn't achieve what Angle did in 9 years.
Angle was on the verge of being a champion for a year. If not, he'd already become a world champ.
He'd already been a champ.
World champ?
Aye.
Well, there you go. What did he do in 11 months?
Aye.
Anyway, these guys...
Should he come in like December 99?
And he won it, didn't he? Mid-September 2000 or something like that. Aye. So anyway, that's my point, alright? Angle came in within a year. He's already world champ. I'm not saying everyone should be doing that, but... These two have been on the main roster, and it's like they already had the belts. How forgetful was their first run? Like, see, it just doesn't work. See, when Triple H puts the single belts over as, like, every singles belt is somehow a major championship that has to only change hands at once a year, and then you got the tag team belts that are constantly changing hands, it does make it look dumb. We're supposed to believe that every title reign is important. Did you even remember Unholy Union had the belts before?
No, I didn't, to be honest. I didn't even. They just.
I'm pretty sure
that
the team they lost them to was Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair before winning them back. Or did they beat Damage Control?
I think they beat Damage
Well,
Control.
it was Damage Control. It must have beat them.
Does it really matter who they beat? The women's division, tag team division's fucking horrendous, man.
Horrendous. Anyways, there you go. Unholy Union win. That's what it is. Then we have Oro Mensah. He's consoling the losers of the match. And then the champion, Ethan Page, comes out and says, I hope that yous are going to be ready to console him next week because they ain't going to be a fluke. He ain't going to beat me. Oro Mensah rolls up Ethan Page and the two ladies count the 1, 2, 3.
Page is a jobber, man.
Yeah, and it's worrying that this guy's a champ.
Yeah.
You know what? Why did they take the belt after Rick Williams? They've really fucked him over here.
They have. We need for Page. I think this was like literally his only appearance of the show. Comes out, gets rolled up, and leaves within 10 seconds.
Oh, I Great American Bash, but the champions, his only contribution is getting rolled up. We had a couple of backstage promos, a couple of clips, nothing really happening here. Just boring stuff, really.
Cedric Alexander. Oh, I'm training them up in the Performance Centre. Look at back in the day. I'm sick of back in the day talk, but you know what? They had like Triple H on Tough Enough, and in 2024 we've got Cedric Alexander training them up. What the fuck are we doing here?
Tough Enough? No one's good enough. Never mind Tough Enough. It's fucking shite. Anyway, we've got a Pete Dunne promo. Said he's been in this business for 18 years.
He's achieved fuck all.
He started when he was 12. He's back on NXT. Why, I don't know. I mean, he attacked Sheamus with a shillelagh. Now he's on NXT.
Is he running from him?
Do we care? Do we actually care about this?
No, I don't care about it, but is that Sheamus done? Is that Sheamus done for a wee period? Then he'll come back on SmackDown a bit more flabby. Oh, the airport in front. Oh, JR theme there, everybody. But yeah, Pete Dunne. I'd release this fucker. I hate him.
Aye, he brought up Sheamus, he brought up Ridge Holland, he brought up a couple of other people, but I mean, who cares? Second match, Tony D'Angelo and the family taking on Tavian Heights with the No Quarter Catch crew.
Tell you what, Carmine called the Sopranos a glorified crew. That's what fucking Tony D and the family are these days. They are a bunch of fucking jobbers.
Yeah, this Heritage Cup is just fucking boring. Who actually cares? Tony Soprano wins 2-1. I hate the Heritage Cup.
Is this not proof, though, that they should have just pulled the trigger with the family about a year and a half ago?
100%.
They did the same with Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker. They fucking held them back months and years.
I just don't get it. Why not give the guy the belt at Stand and Deliver? Instead, they don't put the belt on Tony D. They give it to Trick Williams just for a couple of months so he can have let's be honest, a pretty shite title reign and then lose it to Ethan Page. And now we've got this absolute jobber as a champion when we could have just had Tony D'Angelo as champion. But whatever, you know.
No need to fear, guys. Wrestling's great. Shawn Michaels is cooking.
Right, up next we had the third match. Brooks Jensen taking on Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander defeated Brooks Jensen. Why is Cedric Alexander back on NXT? We don't know. Like, what is the point? Is NXT not producing stars for the future? Cedric Alexander's not a star. He's got no future on the main roster. Just get rid.
Yeah, release him. No fucking point in him being here. Same as Sean Spears, though. But he's wee buddies with Cody Rhodes. I fucking despise that blonde prick Cody Rhodes. Warren doing my wrestling. It's real to me. No, fuck him. He's a fucking retard.
I can't stand Cedric Alexander anyway. The Rascals reunite in their signature magical treehouse. They're back in business.
Someone burned down the treehouse.
Yeah. MSK was one of the best tag teams in NXT history, apparently. They never lost their tag titles. Yeah, they never lost their tag titles. Why don't they actually bring up what happened to those tag titles?
Yeah, well, what happened? Bring it up, guys. Don't be afraid. It's a great American bet.
Yeah, if they want to address the fact that they never lost them, why don't they actually bring up what actually happened? I wonder if he got in a plot. See WWE, man, I think they're absolute fucking cocksuckers, man. The way they just get rid of people just to protect her. I wouldn't want to work for WWE because they'll just show you. See if you come under allegations or something like that, they will throw you under the fucking bus and wipe their hands.
Public image.
Wipe their hands cleanly. Look at McMahon as my alarm goes off at 11 minutes past 11. It's a pretty 11111 in the morning there. Don't worry, I've been up for 4 hours ready to watch some NXT. But yeah, back to my point. It's
I
like,
wouldn't share that.
I mean, you look at McMahon, right? They threw him under the bus, and he was the fucking owner. He's the guy that created wrestling. I don't care. Wrestling was around before McMahon. Yeah, but wrestling was shite before McMahon. Let's keep it real here, right? McMahon is wrestling, and
we wouldn't be sitting here. There'd be no loyalty being shown McMahon never existed.
Exactly.
We probably would never have watched it.
No.
Fucking happily admit that.
Wrestling would have been this outdated shite that never evolved.
It wouldn't have made it into the fucking 90s.
Definitely not. Anyway, back to my point. Like, they threw him under the bus. This guy here, I forget his name. The guy that's in the Rascals. His name's not important. What is important though is WWE fucked him over, and it was
fuck him up there.
It was proven that he didn't do anything, and that his wife was just some lying bitch that wanted to try and hurt him because he wanted a divorce. And did she get any repercussions? Did WWE make this guy a public apology? Did they come out and make a statement saying they were wrong to release him? No, they didn't do fucking anything like that. They sweep it under the carpet, and yeah, they brought him back through this whole TNA thing. But I think if this guy had a backbone, he'd have went, nah, fuck you guys, you got rid of me. Look at Enzo Amore. Guy was doing well. He was the, alright, 205 Live champion, but that belt actually felt important when Enzo had it. Enzo Amore, I think, is the biggest wasted potential talent I've seen in wrestling for the last decade. People will put other people over that are dead, so I'm not going to speak bad of them, but Enzo Amore, I think, is one of the most talented guys. A guy that could actually cut a promo. Alright, he wasn't the best in-ring worker, but who cares? That doesn't matter. Look at Hogan. Biggest star there ever was. Can they work a fucking time? So, like, who cares? Enzo Amore was great. You know, he had an allegation made against him, and straight away WWE fired him. You know, not even here. We're going to take you off TV for a couple weeks and or whatever. It's like, what happened to being innocent until proven guilty? There's no such thing as that. What there is now is someone can make an allegation against you. You're fucked, and then if you manage to prove your innocence later down the line, you might get a second chance. Why should Enzo Amore need a second chance? His first chance should never have been fucking taken away from him. It's all garbage, man. Fuck WWE.
So are we still watching it?
I don't know.
I fucking hate the company.
Pays the bills.
Yeah,
doesn't really. But
as for this Rascal guy, I mean, maybe if it was a bigger name, he wouldn't go back to WWE. But he needs the money at the end of the day, doesn't he? Not like TNA's fucking paying out millions. I'm not going to begrudge the guy going back. I wouldn't have went back, but I'm not going to begrudge him going back. You know, if Fog Wrestling sacked me because of an allegation, I think I'd come back to refute this shite.
Is it asking too much that WWE could make a public apology and make a statement saying we were wrong to release you when we did?
Yeah, but when did he get released? Was it before McMahon or after McMahon?
Before McMahon?
Triple H would probably fucking spin it. Oh, it was the big man.
Before McMahon, it happened. It happened 6 days after Stand and Deliver. He just won the belts and fucking right, see you later.
See you later, alligator. No, a fucking disgrace it is.
So, Enzo Amore, I mean, I fucking thought, I loved Enzo Amore.
I loved. No, he gets screwed.
I know people hate him because he wasn't like a 5-star wrestler or whatever, but, you know, Enzo Amore cut phenomenal promos. I don't think that can be denied. Enzo and Cass are probably the best tag team in the last decade.
No, it's mental, like, Enzo Amore gets painted with the same brush as like a Velveteen Dream, who actually get fucking proved guilty.
Yeah, I think Enzo got proved innocent, but whatever. If you don't like Enzo, you're soft. S-A-W-F-T, soft. Anyway,
Joe Hendry.
Yeah, Joe Hendry concert up next. Joe Hendry comes out, you know, he talks about, he sings his little song. He says that Booker T is his biggest fan. He says, wave your hands in the air if you don't like Gallus. And they got deported for having awful facial hair.
Shawn Michaels is cooking. Uses like an image that's 15 years out of date.
I mean, it was a decent wee tune, but he kept repeating the Gallus line like 10 times in a row.
See, this is the problem. Seeing you've got a PG show, you just can't fucking do what you wanted to do.
No, exactly, but you know if it's The Rock, he's allowed to push the boundaries.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, Joe Hendry can't push shit.
No.
What can controversial stuff
No,
can Joe Hendry really
let's be
say?
honest, right? Yeah, he mentioned Michaels and Booker T, but then he mentions Gallus, and it's like,
What a drop off.
yeah, what a fuck. I mean, The Rock was like mentioning like Cody Rhodes, the Bloodline, Seth Rollins, people at the top of WWE.
Main event
You're
shit.
mentioning Booker T and Michaels too, bona fide Hall of Famers, don't need to explain how good they are, how great they were. And it goes to fucking Gallus.
Yep, then Gallas came out just looking like absolute jobbers. Joe Coffey steals John Cena's line, "If you want some, come get some." And, that's actually a disgrace. I would fire him on the spot for that. Guy doesn't deserve to be in the same company that John Cena once wrestled in. Never mind stealing his catchphrases. Fuck Gallas. The Gallas boys on top. Never been on top. They're on your bottom feeders for life. Let's just move on. Gallas beat up Joe Hendry, smack him with a guitar. Hopefully Joe can get revenge next week or something. He says he will. When he's walking to the back, he walked outside. He says he's going to kick their. They're going to get an ass whooping next week for the 500 or 252 pound of pure motivational weight. I don't know.
That was good. I like that. Joe Hendry's man.
Joe Hendry can cut a good promo. Just it's a shame that they're never going to actually put the belt on him or push him in a real manner. But let's go up next. We've got Ethan Page and Oro Menza, the contract signing. Who cares? Who fucking cares?
This is just fucking too jobber. How is this the NXT tag? Look at the drop off, man. You got fucking Joe Hendry there and you're not using him.
Ethan Page versus Oro Menza. See if you said these guys are competing for a title. I mean, I would have laughed at you and I would have said the NXT North American Championship has fallen big time.
Yeah.
But then you actually find out they're competing for the actual real NXT title, and it's like, holy crap. Oro Menza, this is probably the fourth most important person in Metaphor.
Yeah, in Metaphor. Not in NXT.
Holy fuck.
With one off a cliff.
Trick Williams must look back and go, oh my god, what happened?
No, seriously, what has happened?
Like 6 weeks ago I was champion and now Oro Menza's fighting for my belt. I mean,
He was the new flavour.
Unreal. Anyway, fourth match, Jada Parker defeats Candy Gray, hits her with the running hip check. I guess she's got big hips. Is that it? Big hips, so therefore she can do a running hip check. I thought the move looked shite, but whatever.
What is the obsession in NXT with just women's matches?
Yeah, it's just that we don't give a fuck. That's the God's honest truth here. Like, the show is just super women orientated. It's oversaturated with women that have zero characters. I mean, yeah, they're attractive and whatever, but I mean, who cares? It's phony wrestling at the end of the day. All these people want to, women need to get treated better, like Ronda Rousey. All she does is bitch about women not getting enough time. Well, women get even more time on NXT, and this show sucks, so it is what it is.
I fucking hate Ronda Rousey.
But, I mean, I just look at the current women's crop in NXT, and I don't see anybody ready for the main roster. It's almost like they're trying to push, 20 people at the same time. You can't really do that.
No, you can't. NXT should have a limited roster, but it's actually probably it's got the biggest roster in the company.
No, it does. I mean,
Easy.
I'd say there's more women on NXT than there is Raw and SmackDown combined.
See, when we do the quarters, seeing you compare the amount of people that appear on NXT to Raw SmackDown, it's fucking scary, especially SmackDown.
Would you not say the NXT women's division is bigger than the Raw and SmackDown combined?
It probably is, yeah.
Anyway, thoughts on the NXT women's division?
Shite. I mean, there's not one star between all of them. I say star, alright, maybe reel that in.
Hold on, I forgot there's loads of stars on the main roster, fucking...
No, but there's not many I can see, they can get called up.
Maybe that's a video we need to make. 10 people that should be getting called up for NXT. Anyway, fifth match, Lola Face, Carmen Petrovic and Sol Ruka taking on Jacy Jane, Fallon Henley, and Jasmine Nix. Another 6 women in a 6-women tag.
The Cowgirls win the match.
Just didn't care for. We've seen another woman hit a overhead German suplex on a guy. It's just lame. Every show you've got women beating up men, and it makes the men look incredibly weak. It makes them look fucking awful, to be honest.
It does, but the match was pretty bad as well.
I just don't care for it. So it is what it is. We then get a run through of next week's card, so we're getting 2 back-to-back Great American shows.
To interrupt you, right? Why not just combine both the shows? How much better would the show be if it was all of it?
Yeah, why not give us like 2 hours of the best stuff rather than splitting the show over 2 weeks?
You're having fucking throwaway jobber matches. Big throwaway jobber matches, that is.
Yep, so we have that. So next week we have Ethan Page versus Oro Mensah for the NXT Championship. Trick Williams versus Pete Dunne. Joe Hendry versus Joe Coffey. Kalani Jordan versus Tatum Paxley for the NXT North American Women's Championship. Axiom and Fraser versus MSK for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Any match in there interesting you? Any match you think the title could change hands? I'm actually thinking maybe MSK could win back their belts.
I'm thinking that, but I'm looking forward to Joe Hendry.
And if they don't, then maybe could we see the other 2 members of MSK turn on Wesley?
We could see that.
And then just go back to TNA to die or something?
Back to TNA.
Anyway, 6th match, Roxanne Perez. Wait, hold on. I mean, it's all women's matches tonight.
Do you know how it's mental though, how WWE, like 10 years ago, you would have been lucky to get a women's match on a fucking show, and now it's like 50-50. It'll never revert from that.
Well, hold on, there were 6 matches tonight, and it was 4 women.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. I know that's more than 50-50, but do you know it's incredible how we'll never revert back to having like practically no women matches?
Yep. And I just don't get it. I really fucking don't get it.
Neither do I. Anyway,
Main event time. Roxanne Perez, Thea Hale.
I thought the match was alright.
Women's wrestling's just not as good as men's wrestling. It is what it is. Women's wrestling has never been as popular as men's wrestling. Now, there is stuff... Women wrestlers can be more popular than men wrestlers, but it's not for their wrestling ability. It's never been for their wrestling ability. Statistics would fucking show this. See, when you look at female sports, right? Female sports stars can be more popular than male sports stars, but them actually playing the sport isn't what makes it more popular.
Yep.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, if you look at, let's say tennis, for example. Maria Sharapova at one point was like super popular. There's been loads of female tennis players that were super popular, but it was more for their looks, and that's why they had like loads of followers on social media and all this. It wasn't for actually fucking playing tennis, but a lot of them were bigger, bigger names and had bigger followings than a lot of the male tennis players. But like male tennis, it gets bigger numbers because when it comes to actually watching the tennis, people want to see a better quality, therefore they watch the men matches. And it's just like wrestling, right? Yeah, like female wrestlers could be more popular, but when it comes to actually wrestling, people would just rather watch a 20-minute man's match than a 20-minute women's match because you're getting a better quality at the end of the day.
I want equality though.
So
the marks.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, Trish Stratus might be more popular when it comes to a fucking 3-minute bra and panties match, but she isn't going to be more popular when it comes to a 20-minute wrestling match. Could you imagine if Sable back in the days, when she was getting over, or Sunny, see when they were getting popular and they were like the most viewed people on the internet? Imagine if they actually just came out and all they did was put on a 20-minute boring match. No one would have gave a fuck.
No one would have.
But anyway,
McMahon knew how to utilise him.
Yeah, so I mean it is what it is. And Sable at one point was genuinely the most second over person, but it doesn't mean you can put Sable in a match or just book Sable like Austin and she's still going to be that popular. It depends on how you book people. You need to use them to their strengths, and WWE don't do that.
No.
But anyway, let's talk about it. Let's get into the 6th match. Roxanne Perez, Thea Hale. I'm not going to shit on it. It was a pretty good match, I thought, especially for the main event. Lots of finishers, lots of counters, technical wrestling, submission wrestling. I mean, it is what it is. I just think this match would have been better if there wasn't another 3 women's matches on before it.
I just think this match would have been better if it was on the same card as like all the other matches and it kicked off the show. Is it good enough for a main event? Yes, but the quality of this show has been dragged down by the fact that they've split this Great American Bash shit show over 2 weeks.
I don't think that affects this match.
No, it doesn't affect the match, but for me, how much better would NXT be? How much better could our rating be if everything was combined? Like, if Joe Hendry had his concert and then the match on the same show, if this match is on the same show as the NXT Championship match, instead, like, 4 fucking women matches, man, and 2 of them have belts and the other 2 are just throwaway garbage. Anyway, we called it Angle Benoit Light. It was good. It was alright. I thought the ending was good as well. But anyway.
I tell you what, these 2 are a lot better than a lot of the workers on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them.
And that's why they should get...
I'm not going to name names because it would take me a while because I'd be going through legit, like, at least half of the roster. Probably a lot more than half, but... Yeah, these 2 are... Fuck it, man. These 2 are better than... I would say about 60-70% of the main... I mean, probably more. I mean, Roxanne Perez is probably a much better worker than Liv Morgan.
Yeah,
she's the champion.
I'd say so.
These 2 are better workers than Unholy Union, who've been called up for the past year.
Better than Indy Hartwell, who got called up.
Yeah, better than Indy Hartwell, better than Candice LeRae. I mean, better than a lot of them. They're better workers than
Katana Chance and
better than them. Better than a lot. Better than a lot of the people on SmackDown. Certainly better than fucking Nia Jax. So, better than Naomi. Better than a lot of those people. So, yeah, I thought this match was good. I liked this match and I liked the Joe Hendry concert. But I just don't think that a women's match should main event when there's already been 3 women's matches on the show. That to me is fucking overkill.
Yeah.
I think this match would have been better had this been the only women's match on the show. But whatever, it wasn't. I'm not going to take anything away from it. It was a good match. But it wasn't quite Angle Benoit, but didn't expect it to be, so it is what it is. I'll give NXT a 3 out of 10. I like the Joe Hendry thing. I like this.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Didn't really like much else, but
it's a 3 out of 10. Yeah, 3 out of 10. I'll give it that.
Right, guys, there you go. That's it. Tried not to rant, but yeah, wrestling just kind of sucks, doesn't it? That's it. Till next time. Peace.